All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Welcome back, gang, and happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Media Hijack Podcast. This is episode 255. Before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts like this one, head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you some official t-shirts. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, you can catch us on the following day on YouTube. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5-star frog splash. All right, let's go.
Let's get it.
All right, so main topic of the night, we're going to be talking about the digital prison. Is the internet trapping us into a personalized reality? Are we being fed, like, individually a different reality than what your neighbors are looking at?
Right.
What do you think?
Man, yeah. Man, so, like, I stumbled down this rabbit hole this weekend about it because I remember you were mentioning last week's episode about how they were showing something specific on your news feed, something that would offend you about with your culture and your people, right? I remember you telling us the story. And then a day or so after that, I was talking to somebody else who was a Filipino, and they would tell me about, hey, on my news feed, I was seeing stuff about that was a complete lie about Filipino people, but yet it ran it like it was a fact, and it happened to pop up on my news feed, and I felt like I was getting offended by it. And so the person I was talking to was like, hey, like, I'm starting to feel like they're trying to make us angry online, like like
on purpose.
And I was like, bet. I was like, as a black person, I felt like that for a very long time with social media. That they constantly trying to make me pissed off and make me think the world is almost feel like as a black person, I'm starting to feel isolated. And I was like, and I know that's not true, but that's the narrative that they try to push to separate people. So then I started going down even a deeper rabbit hole. And I started finding out that there's this thing that people believe in called digital compounds, where the internet, whether the AI knows this is doing this or not, is actually separating us into like different groups. So yeah, it's bonkers, man. So I'll get started with it whenever you are, man. Like whenever we get ready.
Before we get started, you ever heard of like bee-hole sunning?
Who?
It's called bee-hole sunning.
Bee-hole?
Yeah, like butthole sunning.
Oh, I think it's like a bee's hole, like a bee's butthole.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's a trend or it's been going on, but I heard like people in Cali, what they're doing, right? Like the girls, they would strip down naked, right? And then they would point their buttholes like in the sun sky and let the sun just touch their butthole, like the rays of sunshine.
Just feels good.
You know, like to get the whole vitamin D, like legit.
The D for real.
Yeah, like they're not trying to tan their butthole. They're just trying to because the butthole does not see the sun ever.
It never does. That's why it's always like they say,
right,
you bleach the butthole. That's why you bleach buttholes.
So they're like, how about we just put our butts to the sky and let the sun touch it? Yeah, and they do that like every morning.
Oh, wow. Is this like for a sense of freedom or like, hey,
I don't know.
Hey, butthole, I just realized you've never seen the sun.
I don't know.
It's like, hey, butthole, I just realized you've never seen the sun. How about you take a look?
I thought about doing it because I know where the sun shines, like in the house. I'm like, all right.
Like specifically like a beam light.
About to do this bee-hole sunning.
You're like, and it's 7:30. Let's go.
And done.
You just squat down. Even that squat is like a sitting. What's that yoga position?
Downward dog.
The dog. Downward dog. Yeah, you have to do like a downward dog to get it up there.
Yep.
Yeah, because I explained to Melissa last week. I was like, hey, like, your butthole points down. Don't ask me how we got started on this conversation. we talking about shitting. Damn. And I was like, well, when you shit, if you sit up straight, it goes down. But if you lean forward, it usually hits the back of the toilet. And she's like, oh, it's not like your butthole's not really towards the back. And I'm like, no, that don't make no sense. Your butthole's always pointed down. Like, you just gotta, you don't see nothing. Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Digital prison. Let's go.
Let's get it. All right, man. So today we're talking about something that might be shaping the way we see reality without most of us even realizing it. It's a concept some people are starting to call digital compounds. Now, what does this mean for all of us as a whole? Think about a compound in the physical world, right? It's a closed community, walls around it, limited entry points, and people inside mostly interacting with each other, right? The idea is that social media may be turning the internet into thousands of digital compounds where people are surrounded almost entirely by information that reinforces what they already believe. And the thing building those walls is algorithms. So basically, think about it like this: every time you open up TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, X, an algorithm is watching what you do, what you click, what you like, what you even what you comment on, especially, and what you watch all the way through. And from that data, it builds a psychological profile on you specifically. Then it feeds you more content that matches it. At first, it seems harmless. If you watch cooking videos, you get more cooking videos. You watch cat videos, you're gonna get nothing but cat videos. But when it comes to things like politics, ideology, or conspiracy content, something different starts to happen with the algorithm. It starts to actually narrow your information worldview. Instead of showing you a wide range of viewpoints, it starts showing you the content that keeps you most engaged emotionally, and that's anger, fear, tribal identity, and outrage. Those emotions keep people scrolling, sharing, and arguing, which is exactly what these platforms want, because attention equals profit. Remember that. It's like that's the main thing. They got to keep you glued in. That's why a lot of times I realize on social media,
I never understood
I'll get
that.
notifications. Yeah, like I remember one time with social media, I was getting notifications, especially with like Facebook at one time. I would get notifications of stuff like just to get me like to go back in, and this got nothing to do with a friend commenting or anything. It's about a whole nother page that I haven't followed in years of what somebody else is saying in the comment section. I'm like, they're doing anything they can to keep me engaged and keep me get back on, because maybe at some point I'm not engaging as much as I used to on it. So they're just like, so I always felt like that for a while with social media. Like, man, they're trying hard to give me like a reason to get back on here by giving me like, hey, somebody said this about something that you don't even really care about. We just need you to click on and get back in for a little bit, and then just scroll for a second, and maybe we might be able to hook you back in. And so, what were you about to say, Billy? You was gonna say something?
I forgot.
Oh, my bad, dude.
Something caught my attention, but go ahead.
Okay, so so researchers at MIT even found that emotionally charged or misleading information spreads up to 6 times faster on social media than factual reporting. That's like that old school saying, the lie will travel the world twice before the truth even starts. The lies spread a whole lot faster online, and the internet does flame it, and it gives it the fuel it needs. And so, that means the algorithm often ends up amplifying the most extreme versions of a story. And this happens across political spectrums. So not to go too deep into politics, but I'm gonna give an example, for example, like with the whole MAGA movement. So in the MAGA political sphere, there's constantly like recommendations for pro-Trump content, anti-mainstream media narratives, and conspiracy-leaning channels, right? But at the same time, progressive users, which the progressive folks of America are basically the opposition party to Trump, the ones who are about like, hey, like, gay rights, and a cleaner earth, like, hippie shit. That's kind of like the progressive movement. That's basically like, bless you. That's basically like the progressive movement in a nutshell. And so progressive movement, just like the MAGA movement, they also get the same type of information as well too, where users are being recommended entirely different political ecosystems that's separate from their neighbor. So at the end of the day, it's like, shit, I just lost my spot. So basically at the end of the day, like bless you.
Thank you.
Basically at the end of the day, two completely different media. Basically, like we're living in two completely different media realities as us as people.
I believe
our
that.
neighbors are all like. That's why I always get confused about the internet. I'm like, how the hell are you seeing this when I'm seeing this? And are we living in two different realities? And the thing is, once you start getting narrowed in and the algorithm starts to understand you as a person, then you start living in your own lane, and your own internet is becoming your own internet and separate from what
Right.
your neighbor might be seeing.
Like, you ever heard of the filter bubble?
I think so. I think we might have talked about it actually, didn't we?
Meaning, like, algorithms, they filter information, so you mostly see things that you already agree on.
Right.
So, like, all it does is just reinforce, like for example, you believe like the Earth is flat. They're gonna show you all this shit that reinforces the Earth is flat.
Yep,
And
everything.
it's gonna go in your head. Everything you're seeing, like, oh shit, it makes sense. Blah blah blah. All this makes sense.
And what if
called a
algorithm thinks
filter
it's
bubble.
actually? And what if the algorithm is actually like not even being nefarious about it, but it thinks it's doing us a favor by like, hey, well, I'm gonna just keep give you more of what you want, what you want, what you want. But at the same time, though, if it's like bad shit and negative shit, then the algorithm ain't realizing the difference between good and bad. It's just knowing like, hey, based off of what you do, I'm gonna just keep feeding you this type of content to you. So that's all I was wondering too. Like maybe AI isn't like evil in this situation. It's more of like we're just doing what we're programmed to do, just give you everything you want at a faster pace, no matter if it's good content or bad content in a bigger scope. It's just we want to just keep feeding the reality that you want, which is, I mean, it can be dangerous at the end of the day, especially
So
when
how
you
do
don't
you go
see
around that? Like to where you're just getting normal shit like from 15 years ago.
Oh man, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, and as anybody with a social media or anything, we all kind of have like our own compounds that we're in, and a lot of stuff I try to be mindful like of like at the end of the day, like I think at the end of the day, and this is just I really don't have a true answer for that, to be honest. I think, at least for me, how I try to gauge things, at the end of the day, I try to have a moral code, right and wrong, and I stick by that no matter what. So by the time I'm absorbing the information and I make a conclusion, from a moral standpoint, I always try to base off of that. Like, hey, if this is about another group, what I want this to be done to me, or if this is right or wrong, and I kind of like I kind of keep myself on check on that because I'm not expecting the algorithms on the internet to kind of keep me on the right path. I just kind of something as a human, I just something I need to kind of like be mindful of what I take in and what I absorb. Cause I watch a lot of shit, and I watch a lot of people that I like and I agree with on some occasion. And there's times where I don't agree with them. Like I don't agree with that because from a moral concept, that's flawed. And it kind of contradicts what you're saying. Like I'll still watch you and I still agree with on a lot of stuff you say, but I'm like, you kind of like you're weak on this angle though. I don't agree with you on this angle, but I'm not gonna throw the entire baby out with the bathwater all the time. But I know where I stand on my personal beliefs, and so there's plenty of people that I watch that I don't ever agree with. In fact, like almost everybody I watch, I don't agree with all the 100% because.
Like here's another thing, like the whole culture of people watching videos online. A lot of like videos get taken out of context through clips because clips are the shit that goes viral. And then people could take a clip, right, where you're just talking about a certain thing, but it don't have the whole conversation, so you miss the whole point of the whole thing, and you only heard the part where it's gonna trigger people. That's why like a lot of these podcasters, like if they're talking about real shit or stuff that's not real, a lot of that shit get taken out of context, and then people would judge them based on that clip. But if you watch like the whole podcast, you'd be like, oh shit! Like if you watch the whole thing, like it's the way they came up to that clip part, it made sense.
If you was there from the beginning,
if you were there to listen to the whole show, that's why I was like, holy shit! Like the people making these like viral clips and shit, they only got that viral part. Which these are those clip farmers, dude. That's where they come in. And then like if they watch like a whole stream of somebody streaming live or somebody doing a whole podcast, they find those clips, the good clips, and then they take that and then they blow it up on social media, and then they put the caption like a triggering caption. And like, oh, I never liked that guy anyway. I was like, hold on, you didn't listen to the whole show. That wasn't what he was talking about. And I was like, is the internet on fire the whole time, all the time, because of these clips?
Yeah, man. Because yes, like these little snippets and clips and these clip farmers out there literally make or break a entire thing. Because most people, for one, because everything moves at such a fast pace now, don't have time to sit and watch a 90-minute podcast or 3-hour podcast or 4-hour podcast. Like, hey, give me a clip of something that is kind of going to match up to what I disagree with them in the first place about, or already kind of like keep me in a little echo chamber about what I think already based off of like 15 seconds of what I'm watching. And I agree with you. Like it's like I saw that a lot with like, especially when it comes to politics. They do that with politicians a lot. Where they'll take like a clip of what a politician. They've been doing this fucking forever, to be honest.
Yeah.
But even before the internet, when they used to do like commercials for politicians and shit. But now, with the rise of the internet, they'll just take anything a politician says, dice that shit up, and maybe even like just even shorten what they're saying, leave out all the context, and next know it, the politician's losing the race all of a sudden, all because of one damn like 5-second clip. Right. It's like, man, that's all it takes to kneecap your
one strong clip, man.
Man, to kneecap everything.
Yeah, like, literally. Like, that's how the world works, dude. On one strong ass clip. That's all it takes. I blame it
on people not having patience, though, because we have, like I said, we want information fast and easy, and sometimes a 3-minute video might be too long for people to watch. Like some people want something in like 30 seconds. some people want something in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
So
it needs to catch your attention like that first 5 seconds. Those are like the most critical times. And then I seen like videos of people making fun of that, how people their attention span is like so short. Like I saw this one video where this girl is in a restaurant, right, and she's ordering food, but the waiter is like trying to keep her from losing attention of what she want to order, because she will look at the menu and then she'll look at her phone, and then the waiter would jingle keys like in front of her face. It's like, hey, here's the menu. Like, look at the menu because we gotta take your order.
yeah,
But it's like a joke, like saying how short attention span people have now.
it's real shit, man. Like if you look this up right now, what Netflix and other like some other streaming services are trying to do, mainly Netflix, I'm speaking of in particular because I heard about them doing this first of all. They came out with a new movie with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I think it's called like The Rip. It's on Netflix, and I want to find some. I watched like something. I watched a video on YouTube. It was like Matt Damon was talking about them when the movie was being made, and people were complaining about the movies. Like, yeah, it was okay, whatever, action scenes, whatever. But the movie constantly repeats its plot over and over again. And the reason why they do this is because they're realizing a lot of people's phones are grabbing their attention. So when they're on their phone, whatever time they're checking back in, they're hearing a plot probably for the first time because they've been constantly checking their phone, social media, and and I realize that filmmakers are having this issue because it's hard to convey a story when no one is paying attention. And so when they're constantly checking, and when you know your audience is constantly checking on their phone, you're gonna have to repeat some things over again because they weren't paying attention.
That's
But then
ridiculous.
yeah, and for the people that are paying attention to the film, it slows the movie down. It's like, bro, like you're beating this movie in the head. Like it makes you feel like as somebody who's paying attention, like, are they treating us like we're fucking dumb? But in reality, they have to like almost on a contract now repeat the plot at least 2 to 3 times.
So they should never do that.
Fucking crazy, man. It's crazy how way our attentions are being grabbed now to where movies are having to like creative people, directors, writers have to like adjust themselves just to keep up with the attention of the audience.
Dude, I would never do that. If I was like a writer for a film and shit, I was like, no, we're not gonna change the way how we make movies because someone wasn't paying attention. If they're not paying attention, don't watch the movie. Like leave, because we only want the people who wants to actually see the movie to watch the movie, like the way it's supposed to be meant to be watched.
Like if they miss it, rewind it or start all over. like I don't know to tell them. But no, and that's how it is,
those
man.
People that's like losing attention like that.
I don't know. It'd probably be shit. I'll see. It probably was me at one time. Well, I checked up. It might be me at one time because I remember I was watching a movie one time, and actually it's Flowers of the Killer Moon. I was kind of like, okay, this movie's good. It's kind of like, wow, shit. Yeah, and I was like, this is 2 hours into the movie. I'm like, this is good, but I checked my phone for a second, and that second turned into 15 minutes. I was like, shit, and I don't rewind it back, and I'm like, and after I did,
they're making it for you
unintentionally, and I don't do it a lot, but I imagine younger generations maybe really do this more than anything else because of their attachments to phones and whatnot.
I don't think the younger generation enjoys movies the way we enjoyed it growing up. Like, remember how we were growing up? Like, movies was like a big thing. Like, if you got a chance to watch a movie, it was like the big thing. Now, I don't think, like, the new generation, I don't think they care that much about movies like that. They're like, it's like, whatever.
Yeah, that's why, like, they say, like, Hollywood is having, like, suffering right now, especially when it comes to, like, movie stars. Like, we used to have, like, movie stars back in the day of, like, with the Tom Cruises and all that. But nowadays, when you have, like, these other movie stars, like a Chris Hemsworth and whoever else big names is out there, they don't really put asses in seats like a Tom Cruise would back in the day or anybody else. Like, if they came out with a movie like Forrest Gump right now in theaters, that shit would bomb. But that movie was, like, a massive success in the 90s. And it just shows, like, how... Like back in the day, we used to have like summer blockbuster movies like Independence Day and anything you could think. Like summer blockbusters, those are gone now. Like that, yeah, like big summer blockbuster movies. Like it's coming out in June and it's gonna be played throughout all the summer up to like August, September, and gather all that money. And now movies barely even stay in theaters for like 2 weeks before it's on streaming. It's shifted and like. Bless you. The generation behind us does not. Like the generation behind us don't really be. They don't fuck with movies like that. They're more about content creators. That's like the new movie stars now.
They want the clips of the movie. That's what they want.
Yeah, right. And then you look at the clip. Man, yeah, I'm like that sometimes. We're like, damn, I want to watch this movie, but I just want to watch this one scene. And I'll just look it up on YouTube. Like, and it'd be like 4 million views. I'm
hard
like,
out there for like a movie director, huh?
Man, yeah, but a lot like that for me though. Like at the same time though, I've looked up scenes for movies on YouTube that I've watched a million times already. But I'll be like, damn, like you got that like for me, I got like probably like 10 movies I could watch forever, no matter what. They just don't get old to me. It's just probably because every time I watch it, I'm probably find something new about it. Like, oh, I didn't even know this is. And I've seen that shit like 20 times. So yeah, I got movies like that in my top 10. So every now and again, I think about a scene like, I gotta watch the scene, like, because it was just so cool. So now I'll look it up on YouTube or whatever. But I will never use it as a substitute to like cancel out watching a movie though. That's like no, no.
Right. All right. So everyone lives in a different internet, right? For example, two people, they search the same topic on their phone. One might see an article saying it's dangerous, and another might see the article saying it's perfectly safe. Do you ever think like our phones are just telling us stuff that we just want to see, even though we're searching the same thing? Because I came across this instant, right, where it was like the same video, and I commented on the video, and then another person commented on the video, and then I looked at their comment section. It was completely different from mine's.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people disagreeing like with the video on their comment section, and then on mine I saw a lot of people like agreeing with it, and then a few disagreements. But I was like, hold on, this is the same video that just got posted, but we're seeing a whole different comment section.
I've happened to me before too, especially on Insta, where actually if I've seen it anywhere the most, it has been on Insta, where I've gone and like, okay, I'll leave a comment on something. And then when I go back to the comment section because somebody replied, and I look at the other comment section again, and I'm like, oh, this is not even the same for like all the comments that was either near mine or anything like that, or comments I've seen before have completely just shifted. And then I've seen it where it kind of like maybe shifted back away again, where I see some familiar comments that was still there before, but that was other new comments. And it's like it just moves things around. And then but like you were saying, though, I was like, oh, okay, this is weird. Like I remember a lot of people looking in agreement with this video. Now I'm seeing like the opposite end of it. Like it's just, everything's flipped now. And it's and I would see comments like, "Damn, I want to comment because this motherfucker is wrong." But I'm like,
yes, I get that a lot too. I was like,
reel you in.
I was like, in my head, I already, I already have my own opinion, and I'm looking at the comment section. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no one is agreeing with what's in my head. I was like, then I started to think like, am I crazy, or is everybody wrong? Because I was just thinking normal. It's just a normal, opinion about this. But everybody's going a different direction from what I was thinking. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, is my thinking that radical? Is it that crazy? Yeah, I thought that was crazy. I was like, oh, maybe I'm just alone. Then I saw like a boxing clip I was watching, right? And then, Brian, the Brian that we know, Blackbot, he commented on like one of the boxing videos, right? And me and Brian, I think we have like the same like view as in boxing, like same, like we know what good boxing look like and shit. And he, because I can tell by the way he talked, he made this comment about like this one boxer boxing this other guy, and I agreed with what he was saying, right? But I didn't like it. But in my head, I agreed with it. But then I looked at all the people that fought him. They're all disagreeing with him. I was like, and in my head, I was like, they're all wrong. I was like, Brian is right about this one particular video. And I was like, that's weird.
It's the internet for you.
Yeah, I was like, the internet will fight you, man.
It's a tooth and nail, man.
Yeah, even though like Brian, he was saying the right shit. Everything was right. Even his, when he was replying, I was like, everything he was saying is right. The internet's like, no. I was like, no, you don't have this one, fam. I was like,
we're going to take your comment and then drop it like right here where motherfuckers disagree with it.
And I bet Brian, he was probably thinking about that the whole night. I guarantee you, he was like, yeah, maybe they were right. I was like, nah.
Don't listen to
him. No, you were
him.
right. When I first saw what he wrote, I was like, yeah, you're right. I already know.
Damn.
I thought that was weird too. I was like, this is the shit right here.
Especially if you are right,
Yeah.
Especially if you are right. That is very strange. It's like everybody just, that's the internet. Yeah. That's the internet. The internet gives people like this self-inflated ego, like their opinion matters even when it's wrong. It's like, it's crazy to me.
That shit is crazy. It gets you in their feelings, man, and they love that shit. The internet loves it when you get into your feelings.
Which is funny too.
The main thing they're trying to get you is to be angry, angry, proud, or mad, or what are they trying to trigger your emotions?
For sure. For sure. And at the end of the day, too, most people online that be like, especially when they try to be badasses and when they like insult you or whatever over a difference of opinion, they really ain't got the energy to do that shit in real life. Very few people really do. There was a few times, like recently, like last year, there was this guy and his wife. I guess they was beefing with another person online.
Call
They
him
were
out.
now this guy. I don't even know their names. I didn't never follow them like that. But they were I just something I just heard about in the news. But it was like a guy and his wife. They were content creators and they was beefing with somebody who kept checking in on the show or being in the comment section, whatever. And the beef wound up spilling out to the real world, where they were actually out on the Vegas Strip, and out in front of Bellagio taking pictures. And the guy that they was beefing with tracked them down because they was doing like a live video, and he tracked them down and shot them right
Oh.
there on the
Shot
spot
'em dead?
on the strip. Yeah, killed them both, and they had kids. They had like
When
3
this
kids.
happened?
Last year in Vegas.
Last year?
It's like, I want to say, because it was like a week before my mom went out to Vegas. So I'm trying to remember. It may have been, because my mom actually stayed at Bellagio too. I want to say August last year,
Okay.
September last
Yeah.
year, somewhere around there. But it was crazy as shit, because nobody, I mean, like Vegas got wild stuff here and there, whatever. But as far as the strip is kind of like so much police, you really ain't going to try nothing. I mean, being drunk and that's about the max. But yeah, that's crazy. They shot these people on the spot. I'm like, see what happens? Like, and that's why I started thinking, like, man, like these algorithms, while it may try to keep engagement going, it creates a lot of beef that can spill out onto the street. And Bob says, yes, she remembers. It was crazy as shit. Shot him like out on the
Yeah,
spot.
that's what's so dangerous about it, dude.
Turn them kids into orphans over something that happened online. It's like, hey, algorithms. Is there any kind of way you can gauge, like, hey, this might be an issue in the real world if you keep trying to create these like toxic engagements and whatnot.
I don't think the algorithm cares, dude. Like that shit is
Yeah,
just
it
to
always these numbers.
maximize engagement.
It just these numbers, man. It's the people behind it, really. That's the ones holding the leash. The creators, the ones that allowed this algorithm to just
Yeah, the people,
hey,
the tech gods, the one who owns that whole shit, all of them, like the Googles, the Yahoo still around? Yep.
Yahoo, sorry,
All these
yeah, it's
fucking
okay.
these tech giants out there, they're the one that's collecting all this data. Even when Google was collecting the data from people's routers
Yeah,
when they were trying to map out like the whole city, but on at the same time they were collecting data from people's routers.
and almost everybody
Secretly.
at some point. And almost everybody at some point or another has seen these damn Google cars driving through an area with cameras everywhere. I done seen them a million times. You done seen them a million times, especially if you live in a city or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
In a big city, they all over the place. And that's where most people live at, anyways, or a city population. So they collecting
Yeah.
like
I'm on
millions.
Google Maps.
They got you on Google
They
Maps.
got me
a
on
photo?
Google Maps, my whole body, everything.
Damn.
It was a long time
saw
ago.
my-
I was like on a date at an ice cream shop in Five Points. Yeah, and they got me on camera on a date. That's crazy.
I didn't catch you. That's
And I'm
like such
there
a
like
random-
forever with that person.
That's
They
so
got me.
random. What a-
Yeah.
In front of the house, maybe I get that. That's a common
Yeah,
thing.
it
but
was
I
like,
wanna date.
it was in 5 Points too. I was like, damn, they got us on camera. The face wasn't even blurred, dude, but it was like a side profile.
Damn.
But yeah,
Where's the date at?
I'm on the whole Google Maps like forever.
Damn, and you was at 5 Points. Okay, that's a nice spot, my man.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
nice spot. That's a good spot.
Yeah, eat there.
Yeah, man. I love 5 Points, man. 5 Points is great. Good food. All right, so back with this, right? So like we were speaking on before, right? So that's the thing with this whole digital compound is that, and this is the major issue of all of this. Like, whether is this AI is doing it intentionally or not, it's still separating us from each other and is not showing us the other side. Because I guarantee you, if you take like people who were like MAGA voters and then people who were anti-MAGA voters, and you actually like, take away all the most extreme stuff that each side is seeing of each other, they may be able to find common ground because at the end of the day, I feel like most people have the same grievances. Everybody got the same grief. Gas prices, groceries,
Right.
whatever the fuck ever. When it comes down to it, we all have the same problems. But when you have something like the internet that has an algorithm that only shows you the extreme side of that what you're against, it's going to show you the worst of the worst, and then it's going to keep that division going, man.
Right. They love that separation.
They love it.
That's why like it's weird when the people that they have like the disagreement on the internet and stuff, when they meet up in real life, they end up finding out like they have a lot of stuff in common, and they're actually like normal ass people. That's where they're like, wait a minute, it's like you're this far right or this this far left person, and then they come together like, oh, like we
got the same
do
problem.
like the same shit. It's like maybe the stuff like we're fed on the internet, it's just making us hate each other.
Yeah, because I remember one time
weird.
where like, I remember one time even with myself, I was like, yeah, fuck MAGA. But then over time, I was like, you know what? I need to understand why these people voted for this man in the first place. And then when I started understanding, I was like, oh, wow, like they have grievances too. And also the United States government has never been the greatest anyways towards us, towards the people. So it would make sense for them to want to vote for somebody on the outside that's kind of like just kind of being introduced to this political universe. And so it's like, I understand it from that level because it's like this government ain't never done us a lot of favors anyways to begin with. So, I mean, to understand like somebody's going to look for other sources for help when it comes to voting, I understand that because this is how it is. So yeah, what I got right here is saying like, basically what's happening is like both sides believing they're seeing the full truth. Over time, these online spaces become digital compounds. Inside the compound, everyone shares similar narratives. Outside perspectives become rare, and anyone challenging the belief system is often treated like an outsider or an enemy. Man, oh man, the internet is awful for that, but the internet's like, what are you doing here? Like, get the fuck out of this conversation.
Crucified for your non-popular opinion, dude.
Right, that pushes against the grain. Like,
hold on, man.
wait a minute, you're thinking for yourself? Get out. Get the fuck
How
out.
dare you have your own opinion?
Wait a minute, you're thinking for yourself? You
Get the hell out of here, Billy. How dare you?
Who do you think you are? Like,
Are you above Jesus? Like, what? What are you talking about?
This
wasn't even about Jesus.
right? It's like we're talking about soccer. Like, we're talking about football.
So
Shit.
you hate Jesus? I'm like, come on, man.
So you're not a believer? Like what?
That's why I hate when people like they bring religion into everything when it doesn't even need religion in that whatever they're talking about. They would bring religion and be like, "Oh, you go against Christ." I was like, "What the hell, man?
I'm
What are you
like,
talking about? Go against Christ? Like, we weren't even talking about that."
But you never even seen him before. You acting like he's your partner. Like, chill out.
I was like, "Come on,
Calm
man."
down. Relax. Trying to have a conversation here like adults.
I like, you ever see Jesus before?
I ain't trying to talk about no space wizard. Calm down. Relax. Yeah, because people, I feel like when people's back up against the wall, they're like, let me pop the Jesus.
Dude, speaking of like religion, right? We have like a bad comment on one of our videos where it says, you guys, it's like, you guys should get to the topic already. And then on top of that, stop making fun of religion.
Oh, okay.
Do we make fun of religion a lot? If they listen to the whole show, they know like we're not fighting nobody.
Duh, believe what you want to believe. Believe what you want to believe. I remember back when because I'm not even an atheist, at least in my eyes, I'm not atheist anymore. I'm more of just like I'm like, look, we don't know, and that's it. That's question mark.
There's a word for you guys.
Yeah, and like, but I remember when I was like really hardcore atheist, I got dragged a lot, especially like people who like true believers of Christ, like attacking me for what I believed. I'm like, man, I never said y'all couldn't believe in him. I'm just saying that's not what I want to believe in.
Right,
like,
right. They're trying to save you.
Like,
but
yeah.
And
after a while,
there is a word for that. It's like you don't know like what's real, but you believe that there is something. It's just you don't know.
agnostic, I think it's called, or something, but something on the level of like
maybe
you like we don't know, like as beings on this earth, we don't have a great understanding of what's out there. So we don't know what's out there, what our God looks like. There is a God, but everybody out here pretending like they know, like they buddies with him. But there's something out there.
You want to hear some crazy shit about God?
What's that?
I might just ramble up everything and shit. And I probably don't have like the credentials to even say stuff like this. Just because I heard about it and then I kind of believe it because of my own experience and stuff. They're saying the whole everything, all of it, like our whole experience is just God like trying to figure out everything because God doesn't know what's going on himself.
Jesus Sim.
Yeah, it's because God doesn't know what's going on. Like,
it could be.
and he's trying to figure it out through everybody else.
This is
That's
first
why,
time
like,
doing this.
you ever
Probably.
hear the instant, like, where they say, like, oh, God is in a piece of everybody, right?
Right.
Because God is trying to experience, like, every single life, every single experience. He wants to experience love, heartbreak, everything, anger. He wants to experience, like, betrayal, all of that through billions of people. You want to experience all of it, and then he downloads all that data. Because the reason why he wants to experience is because he don't know why these things are happening.
Right.
Right?
These answers.
And let's say like he's just not the only one. Like there's God's beyond him. Like it keeps going forever. It doesn't end. I think that's like the whole like gotcha. Like we don't there's no God. Like we just don't know. But there's always somebody above somebody. It just keeps going for forever.
He don't know. We don't know. Mm-hmm. Just making this shit up as we go along.
Right. And we're just a part of this whole little story. We have to experience all these little things. But on top of that, like we're our own soul trying to experience like our own life, but then like the ultimate soul shit is like the God trying to experience every life.
Right.
So like he has like a bunch of billions, gajillions of people doing side quests. But then our little side quest, like our soul side quest, is like to do what our soul is supposed to do.
Right.
But then it all gets channeled like back up to like, you know, the main channel.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, that's what it feels like to get betrayed by your best friend on his wedding day." You know, like weird shit like that.
Yeah, we could be like prototype Earth. Like this is like the blueprint. How to make the perfect society. He's like, all right, I'm taking notes and damn. I was like, okay, race, we gotta take that out the mix. This shit we can't use it on Earth. When we create Earth 2, when we create an Earth sequel, all right, we're gonna take this out, Religion, we might fix that up a little bit.
Yeah, religion's like kind of like a guide.
Yeah.
Like God and then little gods. They're writing like these little guides because everybody's trying to complete like the mission. I think maybe the mission is the overall understanding of everything, which I think might be an impossible task.
Yeah, it's a lot of that's a lot.
But we're like a small piece of it. All of us is trying to figure all this out too. Because what's crazy is when you do take psychedelics, you get overwhelmed with a whole bunch of data that you downloaded from like the sky. Stuff that was never in your head before. And then you see it in your head like, what the hell? Right. That's not normal. Like, I was never told any of this information.
Ever.
This is when you start questioning, like, your own reality. Stu Jersey, what's good, big dog?
What's good, bro? What's up, man?
Yeah, so that's why, like, I think psychedelics might be like that little... You know, that little gateway, doorway. It's like almost like you're almost dying, but you're not. But you get a glimpse of what dying is on the other side. Because you're seeing everything, like, I think you do see, like, when you die.
Take a look off the edge.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're getting a little, like, you're getting a trail of what it is on the other side. But the only difference is you cannot come back when you do die.
All right, it's a one-way trip.
Yeah, that's why like people, they get all these profound trips. Like if you do it right, you get a profound trip, you come back, and then this is when you're more grateful for life because you saw the other side, and then you're getting another chance, like to try again. Right. Like, all right, you can try again, and do stuff different now because you already saw it. Yeah, you kind of saw like what happens like when you're on the other side.
Right, get that XP, then roll out when it's time to go.
You become grateful, like, oh yeah, all right, I got another go at it.
Right. All right, let me get back to this. What was that? Okay, yeah, so now this doesn't mean, like, so basically put the topic of, you know, digital compounds and whatnot. So like, everything that we're talking about so far, like, this doesn't mean, like, people inside these bubbles aren't stupid or brainwashed by any sense of imagination. It just means that technology itself is designed to create these environments. Social media companies aren't trying to create culture like cults. They're trying to maximize engagement. But the unintended consequence is that a system that rewards polarization and isolates communities of beliefs. And so, in order to keep people engaged, yeah, you got to trigger them, keep them coming back for more arguments, all this other stuff. And when you get that type of engagement, it does create these very like bubble type environments. So, but the crazy thing is though, at the end of the day, though, the internet itself was originally intended as a giant global town square where everyone could exchange ideas, man. So instead, it might be turning into something closer to like a digital archipelago, right? Like, archipelago, but like thousands of islands out there, like over in, like, say, like in out there, like in Japan and stuff, just like islands here and there. But think about that as the internet. As like, instead of it being like real world archipelago islands, think about the island, like the internet is like, hey, just islands of like digital beliefs. It's not like as cohesive and a whole as what the internet is supposed to be. Like, basically, like social media kind of like just broke this shit up into groups instead of being like an entire tool where like how we talked about before. Like, I'll read something or I'll see something happen in the news, and I'll see somebody else who may not agree with me, same thing on a political level, will have a completely different outlook and a completely different take on the news that they absorb. And I'm like, what planet are we living on? Like, how are you not receiving the same damn thing? We're utilizing the same tool. And then the thing is, because AI is separating us in groups and we receive the news that we believe in, and it's not healthy. The internet needs to be more of a open world thing to.
Yeah, I think it's some type of like intentional like brainwashing that's happening like within your algorithms. That's brainwashing you, and you're not even knowing like you're being brainwashed. Like, this is on both sides, any sides.
For sure.
Like they're brainwashing us, dude, and they're trying like super hard to make you believe like a certain thing, because like most of the times like stuff I'm seeing is stuff that pissed me off, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, why am I getting stuff like this?
Yeah, it's like there's times where I feel like when my algorithm throws too much at me, and it's like everything's like kind of like get Chris mad, get Chris mad, get Chris mad. I'll get off for the rest of the day. I was like, all right, like I see like this is too much. Like I just try to get on, check on, see how everybody's doing, see some funny memes. And now every time I get on, it's like not so much Instagram every single time, but especially with Facebook, fuck, it's like a damn war zone over there, man. It's been like that for about a decade now, man. I remember like back in 2016 where like I was like, it was like an exodus of people leaving Facebook to go. It's just like I almost spent all my time on Instagram because Facebook became this damn war zone of political shit, and it's still like that to this day. It ain't nothing changed. In fact, it might be even worse now, but it's just become this thing where it's this whole thing with these algorithms and what it's doing is taking away, like, well, first of all, being online already and communicating already cuts the communication process in half, probably by, at least to me, 50%. Like human interaction online is you already cutting that shit in half, and now you're controlling their opinions on what they think, and you're not even giving them an outside opinion to what they think. It basically creates an isolation of society where, almost like in a way where if I would go out in this door right now and I could talk to somebody down the street, I don't know what they truly believe because they can get online and be whoever the hell they want to be. Evil, racist, whatever. But this isolationist type of society that the internet has created, especially social media, it allows people to like dig deep into their darkest side to me too as well. Like a side they would never show to the world. Something deep and dark that, hey, I'm on like, I got a fake name, I have no profile picture, I'm gonna just be mean and racist all day and every day. And next you know it, and then when I'm done with this, I'm gonna go and drive a school bus full of kids that are probably a different race that I just claim I didn't like online. So it's weird, man. It creates this thing of like a safe space for people to be evil.
The internet, it doesn't really check people like that
at all, man. No, not at all. It's just here.
But
here you
there
guys
are people
go
like
at it.
checking people like that, especially the people that are trying to meet like little kids offline.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
God,
what's
yeah.
that dude? It's like Vitali, the guy. He was just like in prison in the Philippines for fucking those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got released and stuff, and then he went back to his old job, which is like catching pedophiles on the internet, like these people who are like trying to meet up with little kids online. And then, for instance, like recently, maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago, he caught an officer that was engaging on like a minor online, and then he was supposed to meet him in public. He caught a live officer.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and then they had another officer that came in and had to book him, and that shit is sad, man. Like, that's how fucking crazy the world is. Like, police officers are supposed to be protecting and, serving people and shit. They're out here trying to meet little kids. And then on top of
Right.
that, it's a YouTuber that has to expose all that shit. A YouTuber
Man,
which is
right.
like, he's controversial also. Like, it's not
Mm-hmm.
known to do all the greatest things, but like he has like his whole shit now is like catching like pedophiles, like trying to contact like little kids.
Right.
And then the whole sad shit is about like, dude, his catching like police officers trying to meet kids.
That's
Like people
scary.
like you're supposed to look up to. They're like, oh, and they're doing all this fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
And this is
From
like
like
a small part of the internet, which doesn't go on the news or nothing. You're not gonna see this stuff on the news because did you hear about this?
yeah. Oh no,
Yeah,
no,
dude,
but
there
I'm
you
not surprised.
go. Like then the world ain't seeing all this crazy shit.
Uh oh yeah, yeah man. Oh Stu Jersey, my boy. I'm glad you're here. Yes, Tim Tebow, former quarterback of the NFL. He started this program. I don't know what year it was, but I know last year where he came out. Oh man, Stu Jersey, you trying to open up a can of worms. Stu Jersey, like Stu Jersey, Tim Tebow, he actually was doing like he's been doing a program to catch child predators. And I remember last year he came out with some research and he had some numbers. And he's like, my entire life, because I don't know Tim Tebow's past. I'm not sure what happened to him in his past, but his drive to do this type of program, it makes me wonder if somebody else took advantage of him at a very young age. I'm not saying that's true. That's like, I'm not even saying it's alleged, but that's my takeaway from it because he has a very strong drive of wanting to like catch a predator type shit. So he has a program that he's been doing for some time now, and he actually did some research on and pulled up some numbers, statistics, and everything, data about the average people that they're catching in these acts. And the average people they're catching in these acts of child pedophilia, and hey, look it up. That's what Tim Tebow said, and the data checks it too. That a lot of it is middle-aged white men between the age of 40 and 60. And a lot of them are in positions of like being a teacher or anything like that in these positions. But he's like, in my time since we've been catching these child predators, they have fit this demographic. And it's like, to him, it blew his mind. Like, this changes the landscape of everything and now it kind of narrows down to what they need to look for. But he blew the top off this. That is like, hey, this middle-aged white men are like the primary suspects of that's usually involved in this, and they usually like in some kind of position where they could get advantage to like police officer, dentist, anything, all types of shit to take advantage of people at times. Now it's not all of them, but statistically, based off his numbers, it's always this group of people of men, or more specifically white men of middle-aged groups of 40 and between 40 and 60 that are the primary offenders of these child crimes. It's crazy, and so Tim Tebow blew the lid off that, and I ain't gonna lie, as a black man in America, I kind of knew this before Tim Tebow said this. I always look up crime results all the damn time.
All day.
All the time. Yep. And Stu Jerry says in the comment, like, I think he said 58% of Caucasian males. Crazy. Bonkers, bro. And this dude been like cracking down. He has like a program hunting down dudes. Like, he's like the new Chris Hansen. This man, like, he got NFL money from his career to back this program up to keep it going.
Right.
And he's been like, yo, we did some research and we came down to the correlation that it's Caucasian males between 40 and 60 that are the main offenders of this. And as a society, because this is a Caucasian society, nobody wants to talk about it.
Why is that? Though?
And I'm like, huh?
Why is that?
They're the dominant class. Like, if it was any other group doing this, if it was like black, like, hey, it's like 58% of black folks, black males were doing this, this would be well known. Like, that's just how it is. Like, if it was like 58% of like Latinos were doing it, it'd be male Latinos doing this, well known. If it's 58% of Asians in America doing this, it'd be well known. But when it comes to the people who run this shit, this world we living in, they don't want to punt. Look, we can't never look at them as like the main offenders of children being assaulted, especially the men. The name that we unfortunately we live in a world where race is the name of the game, and that is just how it is. And certain racial groups get a pass on things, and others don't. So if one group does it, 58% of these Caucasian males are doing these crimes. Well, we're not going to really talk about that. Let's talk about black on black crime in Chicago. Right. What it got to do with the main issue at hand? Like, what are we doing here? So it's kind of like accountability becomes an issue at this point. It's like, what's more important, accountability or covering up the truth? Well, y'all trying to make the world a better place, or y'all just trying to look good? Like, I'd rather the world be a better place at the end of the day. But Stu Jersey also says that that's why he ain't stay in the NFL. That's why he didn't stay in the NFL. His drive to do the right thing had him shook. Would expose him. Yeah, so yeah, Tim Tebow is no longer a quarterback in the NFL. He's been out for a good minute. But I remember back when I used to be living in Denver when he was quarterback. Actually, I met Tim Tebow in real life. First of all, let's go back to this. I met him in real life. Like when he used to be like, we was quarterback of the Denver Broncos. Tim Tebow, religious man. He all about God, right? When I was in Denver, they called him the Mile High Messiah. That was like his nickname when he first got there. Like, the Mile High Messiah. He believed in Jesus. The dude had an arm when he was with the Florida Gators. The dude was a great quarterback. His career, NFL career, shaky at best or whatever. I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, though, I mean, he had a job. He's up there in Denver. And I met him one time at the training camp, and he kind of like ignored us because he was like, I'm getting his back massage or whatever because, gotta get the muscles relaxed. So he was getting a back massage, and so he didn't really like talk to us or anything like that. And I kind of felt disrespected by it. I was like, man, fuck this dude. But over time, though, when I heard he was running this program and the results that he was coming across, I was like, hey, Tim Tebow, okay, maybe I just had a bad run at him with before. We caught him at the wrong time. He actually might be a decent guy. That sounds like he's actually trying to do the right thing, trying to catch these child predators in this country. And he coming out with some facts that nobody ain't really trying to hear. If it was any other group doing this, if any other male group was doing this would have been front page news, but he exposed it. So yeah, I agree with Stu Jersey on this too. Like he would have had if he was still in the NFL and was doing this side project, they would have got rid of his ass because they would have been too much for the system. You can't punch down, you can't punch up in this country. You can only punch down. Right. That's the only thing that's allowed. So. And Tim Tebow is a rich man, and I think he might be the same age as me, like 40. This man, 40? Like, yeah, right.
God.
Oh, I don't know. I eat a lot of bananas. Real quick. So, also to tie into all this other stuff that we mentioned before about digital compounds and whatnot, we do have a video of Jiyoung Wei Chin. This man is the future. This man is getting a lot of circulation right now in our type of community of a guy who is talking about basically the consciousness of what, like, everything that's going on in this world right now, all this stuff we're seeing, because I remember recently, Billy, you shared a video with me about that Marine guy who broke his arm with his arm in a door because he was protesting. Yeah. He was protesting the war with Iran and all this other stuff. And I'll get a little more deeper into it. Bless you.
Thank you.
I'll get a little bit more deeper into that to why I think military members are starting to snap and lose their damn mind right now. Because he ain't the first one I've seen lose his mind over this Middle Eastern war. But all this ties into a greater scheme. Because when you sent me that video, I was like, "What? Billy sent me this?" I was like, "Oh damn, he's starting to get the same shit I watch."
Yeah,
that's something I'd already seen that video before, but I was like, "Holy shit!" I'm like,
he's starting to get my feed.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh man!" Like the consciousness, and then so when I saw this video about with Jiyoung Wei Chin talking about like, "Oh man!" Like people are starting to wake up to the bigger like. I think people are starting to wake up, and I think a lot of these soldiers, who have been like anti-war against the Middle East, or realize like, oh my god, we may have been the bad guys. We gotta stop this. And like they're like,
dude, usually my feed is never stuff like that.
Right. So, I was shocked when you said
how
that
like got crept up onto my algorithm. I was like, oh, this might be important. So that's why I sent it to you. So I was like, maybe you haven't seen it. But in the back of my head, I was like, he probably already seen this out. So let me just send it to him to show him that I'm seeing this too.
Yeah, because I saw it the day before, and then when you said it to me, I was like, my brain was like, what? I was like, yeah, he's getting that tunnel.
They're trying to get me connected, But
yeah,
let's watch this video.
Let's get it.
Real currency in the world is not money.
What is it?
It is human consciousness.
Goddamn.
Oh.
Or basically attention.
AKA.
Okay? This is it, guys, okay? When you understand this idea, you understand everything. This war is being fought to control the consciousness of the human race, because it is our consciousness that creates reality itself. That's the source of all wealth and all power in this world. Okay? That's why this is happening. In other words, this is a war not just for Iran. This is a war not just for the Middle East. It is a war for the soul of humanity. This is what's happening, guys. All right? This is what World War III is. World War III is meant to be the last and final war of all human history.
Let's go.
Because whoever wins this war will control the very soul of human existence for all of eternity. Okay? That is the end game.
Dude, that kind of gave me like chills, dude. But
Real as
before
shit.
I even talk about whatever he's talking about, that digital chalkboard, that's a game changer.
Man, I was like, this shit is so clean. You can choose the color wheel.
Right.
I was like, what?
Not only that, is the whole time I thought he was writing on a real chalkboard because of the sound it was making. The toot, 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 toot. I was like,
Yeah.
is this a real chalkboard? And then I saw him switch the color digitally. I was
Yeah,
like,
about the color
holy
wheel.
shit! Are our the kids that's before us,
School?
after us, like is school like this now?
I remember when I was a kid in elementary school, if I got in trouble, I was doing it with dry erasers. And then they wound up finding out over time, it was like I fucking killing kids, I think. Like breathing in all that chalk. It was like, okay, we
Yeah,
gotta
it
do
was
like
toxic. It was like my bad.
dry erase boards. And now they got like, fuck, we're gonna just get rid of dry erase boards and the chalk. It's all digital now. It's
Yeah,
wild.
it went from like the dry erase boards to like the overhead projectors,
overhead projectors, yeah.
and then I guess to this.
Bring up a color wheel? Because I was like you at first. I was like, this is a real chalkboard. Okay. I was like, it's clean as shit. I don't see no smudges. And then we bought the color wheel the first time I saw it. I was like, oh shit. The future is now, baby. We are
Yeah.
in it.
But yeah,
But
the whole
But shout out to Jung Wei Chin, man. Like, if you guys come across this dude, check him out on Instagram. This man is the truth. He talking about some shit that even like years ago I was kind of like already kind of like on a little bit. But it's good to see somebody with some credentials who's kind of speak on it. It's like, okay, this is all right. Makes me feel good.
yeah,
that
that's like
now,
the crazy thing.
winning.
Like we have to wait for somebody like with like a good medical, not medical background, but a good like school background, like real credentials to talk about weird shit like this,
shit that we done confirmed,
dude. Because if you
like,
think
years
about it,
ago.
dude, all this whole war, it is about our control over our minds. You know?
Hey, somebody said this last week. There's like we have entered the information war because
Yeah.
I'm realizing like America is doing this one thing with Iran and saying like, hey, and like let's go back to digital compounds pretty much. It was like America's like saying like, hey, you know what? The people in Iran, they want this. But then you see the other side where Iran is like, no, this is not what we want, and they're trying to conquer us. And in fact, we're gonna start do like, you know, we're gonna release Epstein files or whatever. And then you start seeing stuff like military members, like fucking arms getting broken in half because they're getting stuck in the door because they're trying to tell the American people like, dude, we're not the good guys. We're murdering these people. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. And I think, and this is from somebody who is a veteran himself. The cold reality is this, and that's why I remember hearing years ago somebody mentioning to me that they're saying that the world is about to reach like soon a moment of enlightenment.
When?
As a somebody who like, and the reason why I say like, because somebody told me this some years ago. I remember the lady I used to work with, the Oracle.
The Oracle.
Like she used to always tell me about like we about to hit like it's like Chris, listen to me. We about to hit like a age of enlightenment where everybody's about to wake up, and some people ain't ready to wake up. And I remember, and now what I'm saying right now. Bless you.
Thank you.
Especially with like what's going on in the Middle East, because that's why some people worried about World War III kicking off, is because Iran is allies with Russia. Israel, who has beef with Iran, is allies with us, the U.S. If the U.S. gets pulled into this war and Russia gets pulled into a war, that's going to be World War III. Those are the heavy guns. They're the big motherfuckers on the planet. China, Russia, and the U.S. The big kids in class, the ones with all the guns, damn near. And so when you get these two forces opposing each other, it could literally cause a world war because everybody got Russia got nukes, we got nukes, and so a lot of people, what I'm noticing right now in this era where in this digital compound that, you know, we get funneled all information that kind of just feeds us or whatever and makes us believe what we want to believe. Bob says you need to cleanse your house. Yeah.
Why?
Like,
Because I'm sneezing. That's so
the dust
random.
I guess that's what she's talking about. I thought she's talking about cleanse your house like on the mental level, but I don't know. Not like with you, my bad.
You see, I did cleanse my house. I've
Anyway,
cleansed
so
my
what I was
house. Yeah.
So what I was trying to say is that I'm realizing this, and I've been realizing this for the past several years, though, is that this shit that's going on with the Middle East, with Israel basically doing a genocide against Muslims. That's basically what it is. They're doing a genocide against Muslims, and a lot of military members, myself included, who went to Iraq and helped establish the United States over there even more in the Middle East, now that it's looking like, oh shit, we may have contributed to a fucking genocide at some point or another, whether it's helping set up a base, do security, do whatever. And so now I'm seeing like all these military members, like last year, I think it was the year before, there was this one military member who like set himself on fire in Washington, D.C.
I saw
over.
That.
Yeah, and it's like, I think what's happening is people's brains are starting to break. Like they're losing their mind. And I don't mean this in a like they're crazy type of dismissive way. I mean, this is like the reality starting to set in. Like, hey, this oath we took, we all believe that we were good guys in a situation. And now we're like, oh shit, we may be the villains of the story.
Right.
There's a video that went viral last year. There was this lady who was in the military. Well, actually, she was retired, but she was like a retired officer, and she showed up at the same conference like this one military guy did that broke his arm. She showed up there, and when they jumped on her and they put her on cuffs, they dragged her out to the hallway about the genocide with Israel, and she was like screaming to one of her, like a person that was there, another military member who wasn't a part of the protest. He just happened to be there at the conference, but she's in cuffs, screaming to him like, Eddie, listen to me, Eddie, listen to me. We're fucking killing them all. We're gonna kill them all. We have to stop. And she's crying, and it's like, bro, when you realize you're the bad guy, dude, it shatters your reality.
Yeah, that has to shatter your whole reality.
Dude, it shatters everything. So when you see that guy that broke his arm the other day, he didn't even fucking scream when his shit snapped. He was just like, fucking, they're killing everyone. It's something about it. Even like I feel this, like I was feeling this at one point. I was like, oh my God, we just helped contribute to a fucking genocide. And I was in Iraq like, was it 2026? I was in Iraq 20 years ago in 2007, 2008, almost like 22 years ago I was in Iraq.
God damn, how old are you?
What, 22 years ago? Was it 19?
I'm
getting my math.
Go ahead.
I was there in 2008, so maybe it wasn't 22 years ago. It might be the other way, right? Either way, 2008 was when I went to Iraq, right?
Right.
And when I was there, though, even I had felt in my gut, I was like, I don't feel like we should be here. I feel like we're just taking up space and hassling these damn people.
Dude, and that's what I hear a lot.
And look, Stu J said I was there in Saudi in 2024. But
damn,
you start realizing like, oh fuck, we've been the villains the whole time, and we've been brainwashed and conditioned like liberation. And now we're in this genocide, and now it's like looking like World War III is gonna happen, and nobody wants this shit. And it's like people are like soldiers or veterans are losing their mind over this, and like, oh my God, like what the fuck did we just sign up for? What did we just do unknowingly? Because most people that join the military join to like across the board, college. That was my answer when they were asking me when I got in, why'd you join the military? I'm like, I wanted to leave Atlanta for a little bit. My job was showing showing up dead end signs for me. I want to see the world. I want to get out of Atlanta. Go to college for a little bit. And that's like a lot of way to get a lot of people in the military, like college, because they pay for your whole schooling and everything. In fact, they pay you to go to school in the military once you get out, which is what I just did recently. It's awesome. But that's a lot of things. That's how you get younger folks to like, when college is so expensive, what's the cheapest way to do it? Why don't you do the military? I'll sign up and fucking sell my soul, but at the same time, you get caught up in like you're doing the bidding of the empire. That's the best way to explain it. The American empire, not the American government, the American empire, and we were like foot soldiers in this shit.
Even though like you're doing something bad, like you still do it.
Because you want to believe that at the end of the day, what you're doing is right, and then now's a genocide, a never-ending genocide, and now I'm seeing like veterans saying like what Iran is doing right now, because as strong as Iran as a country is, as strong as they are as a country, and they're way more powerful than Iraq ever was, and ever will be, at least in our timeline. Iran is a country where they can't beat America. America's too powerful, so Iran's kind of like low key like becoming sacrificial land to release the truth to the rest of the world. Like, hey, America's like an evil empire, and we're gonna prove it because they're about to kill us. And I don't see no sign of America stopping either. There's rumors right now they might drop a nuke on Iran. That's how scary this shit is getting. It's like, fuck, and we were the bad guys the whole time. And it's soul crushing when you come to that realization of, damn, we helped like contribute in some manner or form. That I don't know. Some people call this shit the rapture, World War III, whatever you want to call it, but it's a hard pill to swallow when you think you're the good guy. It's very difficult.
Dude, if you can clip this episode good, a lot of the stuff you're saying could be viral.
Oh man,
you just gotta get like just the good parts, man. And a lot of the good parts is like within the last 10 minutes. Stu Jersey says, I was in Afghanistan in 2011, and it seems like our position flipped. What do you think about that, Chris Unholy?
Fucking flopped, man. It flip-flopped big time. And especially with Afghanistan, like even like I remember back when I first got into the military, I joined like in 2007. But back then, I remember when 9/11 happened, and almost everybody in America thought it was Iraq behind it. And the reality is actually Saudi Arabia. They had almost every single terrorist that was involved in 9/11 came from the country of Saudi Arabia. They were, from what I heard, it was funded by the Saudi government to get into this country, paying for their pilot school, and then fly planes into buildings. That was all from Saudi Arabia. But the United States government's like, well, we got to find another way. Because Saudi Arabia and America are actually kind of cool with each other. So let's go after a country that we can kind of point the blame at. Okay, we'll blame. See, so you know, ball. Yeah, I know all that shit. Man, I know it all. But yeah, so like they basically kind of convinced America and they tricked American people like, hey, we got to go after Iraq because they're the ones that did 9/11. Most people just thought that Iraq was the one behind 9/11. In reality, it was like a little bit of Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, a whole lot of ways. But it was just a way for America to have an excuse to get over there because most Americans don't agree with war. Most Americans do not, MAGA, whoever the fuck ever in this country, most American voters do not get behind war. That is like, most people are anti-war in this country when it comes down to it. And so I feel like, I'm putting that tinfoil hat on, I think sometimes 9/11 may have been orchestrated just to get us over there. And if you give us a reason for us to go after people, like blow up two damn buildings and have other planes crash in the middle of the field and all that, most American people will get behind it just out of simple revenge because we got hurt. And that's all they need to go after anything. And when you get angry, you're blinded. You don't know what you're looking at. So most Americans was thinking like Iraq. Over time, Americans start realize like, oh shit, the war for Iraq wasn't even about 9/11. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. America just want an excuse to just take these people's land, take their oil, all that shit. And America's at it again, getting Iran, trying to start another war because of another country. And now here we are at this point. It's like, holy shit. And that was like a fight for information because online it seems like they're fighting for people's side of like, hey, like, you know, are you on America's side or are you on Iran's side? And Iran's side is kind of showing you like, hey, we're taking off the shades and showing you like, this is real America. This is this country that we've always truly believed that was like justice for all and liberation when we take over these countries. It's just conquering and killing a bunch of motherfuckers. Like, this blew up a school last week and killed like 184 kids.
Damn.
America
real?
blew up a school. And Iran shot a missile over there, blew up a school, killing 184 kids. You're not even supposed to go after schools, hospitals, churches, or nothing. That's all a part of just basic like level of like war. Like, because like humans at some point were like, hey, we have to set a standard. You can't go after paramedics. You can't kill teachers. You can't kill doctors. You can't kill priests. You can't kill children. America's like, cool. That rule, and America's like, cool, that's the rule for y'all. And America just fucking levels everything. And Iran, to me, is like, guys, this might be our last message. They about to wipe us the fuck out, but just know this is these are the bad guys. And that's why you see these veterans like trip the fuck out, like they like heads exploding everywhere. Allegedly.
Yeah,
I don't need nobody knocking on my door tonight, but allegedly.
So like, what are the long-term effect of all this algorithms trying to control people? Like, what do you think?
Just keep in the back of your mind that, you know, your opinion is still valid on how you feel. And that's the one thing that everybody wants to feel at the end of the day. Like, nobody wants to feel like they're being ignored or dismissed. I'm pretty sure even MAGA folks, who I can't stand, even with MAGA folks, I'm pretty sure on some level, if I would sit down with a table with them and have a conversation, we could find a ground on, like, our grievances. But the internet does... It creates this barrier of like where like it makes us feel like we don't even need to have a conversation anymore and kind of just need to stay in our own lane. But at the same time, though, it hurts us as a country. It hurts the planet as a whole. It ain't even just America as a whole, as a planet.
It affects everybody, dude.
It affects everybody. So like that's why I try to be more mindful of, hey, like I still have my opinions and my beliefs and my moral stance. But I also, like, I am not above listening to somebody on the opposite aisle of why they believe in what they believe in, especially if it's not because they're racist. They might have some whole other reason. Like, not everybody that goes with Trump is a racist. It's just, they had to believe. They just believed him in him at one point.
That's probably, like, the main thing, like, they push out. If somebody's, like, the opposite end of you, they think they're racist. That's, like, the main thing they try to push out. It's like, they're racist. Because, you know, my sister, Kelly... She's like super pro-Trump. And I didn't find that out until like a few years ago. But she's super pro-Trump. But I know for sure she's not a racist.
Right. And exactly, this is kind of like...
Right.
And that's the thing, because like, there's this saying that not every Trump supporter is a racist, but every racist is a Trump supporter, and that's all. Actually, that's not even true too. There's racists that can be on the other side.
Yeah,
They can be anywhere, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, and that's where kind of like as an adult, as a thinking adult with some sense, I kind of have to like learn to like, okay, just because this is how you went with this person doesn't make you a racist. But why did you believe him in the first place?
Right,
and that's where we can get the conversation going.
Yeah.
We just got to learn to live. I think the only people that's going to save this world right now, millennials, that we have to. We're, guys, I don't think Gen Z is equipped to like deal with real world like conversations in face to face. That's we are truly the last generation to be like that one that can do like face to face conversations outside of the media or online. So I don't know. We just gotta have conversations more and learn to understand each other more instead of throwing the whole baby out with the bathwater. Let's understand. You know, while we at,
I wonder like what their phones look like. Like that's why I was like, I want to look at you guys' phone just to see what your feed look like compared to mine. Because my feed is so simple, dude. All I see is like wiener dogs, UFC, boxing, and then like hot girls. Like that's all I see. I don't see like none of my shit is like no politics stuff unless Bob sends it to me, and then I'll see like, well, okay, what's going on with politics. And then I'll see stuff like that. And that's when I got fed where I saw that Marine getting his arm like broken in that door. I was like, holy shit, like what's happening? Like, cause I was like, cause I'm so like out of touch, like with the news. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, holy shit, like this must be happening everywhere. Everybody's seeing this. And that's why I sent you that video.
Yeah, it's like that's been going on for like the past couple of years with the like what Studios are saying too. Like a lot of veterans are speaking out. It's kind of like hindsight is truly 2020. And then you think about all the missions that you've done and all the stuff you did while you was in the military. You're like, oh my god, all I did was help lay down the foundation for what the fuck is happening now. Oh my god, what have I believed in this whole time? And I think that's the biggest thing that. If we can ever get out of this digital compound, is faced with the reality of our beliefs. Because a lot of people, it's like I remember when I was a kid, right? And somebody told me that Santa wasn't real. I think I was like 7 or 8 when somebody told me Santa wasn't real. But I was about to beat the brakes off them in the street.
Damn.
I'm like, what the fuck? How you gonna say that about Saint Nick? I was ready to fight because that's what I believed.
Right.
But once I realized, oh shit, it's my parents who busted their ass and worked fucking nonstop to get us these Christmas gifts. Yeah. That's when I was like, okay, beliefs are hard to break people out of. It's very difficult.
Yeah,
very, very
especially if you're in politics, right? You got to pick one side or the other.
Yeah, and politics has become straight up the religion of America. It ain't Christianity. It ain't anything else. It's either you left or right. And that's just how the way this country just kind of molded itself into. Like, church is almost secondary anymore. Like, I don't even think even people go to churches like that.
Nah, they do.
I mean, yeah, more. I can see like more specific group. Actually, black folks I know for sure still go to church. Not me though.
Hallelujah, yeah.
I broke free from that. But I ain't gonna knock nobody for believing it. All right, that's everybody got their own path to walk. I just got my own. But
God is in us.
Yeah, I think. The main compass of all this though is that we have to remember that we still have mouths, we still have brains, and we still have a heart. Mm-hmm. We gotta learn. We somehow as a society we gotta get back to communicating outside the internet. Have these damn.
We gotta get our power back.
Yeah, man. Don't let the internet.
We can't let the chat talk for us.
For real, because now it's going to become right.
No, we got to cancel that.
And it's getting to a point where, like, is our opinions our own now, or is our opinions what AI created for us with the algorithm? You know, it's kind of like.
I think it's coming down to like our opinions is the most popular opinion on your own algorithm.
Right.
Like it's hard for like I guess a new generation to make up their own mind because they're being fed so much information. Mm-hmm. Because like the algorithm is probably making up a whole bunch of shit to make them believe like, okay, you gotta believe like this side is a certain way and this is why you believe it. This is why it's real. Then meantime, the algorithm is the whole half of the other U.S. that they have to convince is like the other side is bad. So they convince both sides that each other is bad. So there's always going to be a separation. So I think like the ultimate goal for like AI or whoever's controlling that shit is to have separation at the whole time. Is to separate people the whole time. They never want us to be together because if we become together, right, we can take down the whole system.
But no, nothing can
And
stop
that's
us.
not what they
can stop.
want. They want us to be arguing about what side is better than the other side the whole time.
All right, take
whole
each other
time.
out while they go off and do Epstein Island shit or what, start wars, whatever the
Right.
fuck they
And meanwhile,
want.
like, yeah, that 1%er, they're living like whatever the life, the ultimate life they can. Meanwhile, like, we're fucking fighting each other the whole time because we're not going to ever know the truth.
Over little shit too. It ain't even like
Yeah,
big shit. Like
little shit, dude.
little bullshit,
Yeah.
man. Little
They
bullshit and
got
some
us,
serious
man.
shit.
They got us, dude. And the whole social media, the whole how we're being fed through the internet, all this information, they got us.
But you know what? At the end of the day, though, and this is why this is gonna sound crazy, and this is just coming from Chris Unholy, that at least for me personally, the reason why I started stepping away from a religion and believing in a higher power or a God, or at least temporarily stepping away and not putting so much energy towards a higher power being, because at some point in my life, I realized that us as people on this planet, we gotta start taking pride and believing ourselves more. Like we have to learn to move as a unit. Like, look, we're gonna get to where we're gonna get to eventually. That shit is gonna come. We will meet our maker. But in the meantime, we gotta learn how to function as like a group project on this fucking planet called Earth. And if we can't work as a group, this shit ain't gonna we're not gonna make it. And there's a lot of us who that have the same beliefs and ideologies, but the internet algorithms are so good at kind of like threading that needle on that one little thing that can pull us away from the group or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That one thing that kind of like pisses us off, except to separate us from the flock. And I truly do believe, actually, with all that being said, I think we can beat this. I do think we can on some level, because when it comes to this whole war thing going on right now, almost this shit is like nobody's in agreement with it. I don't give a fuck who you are. Nobody agrees with this war that America's popping off right now with Iran at all. Not in America and definitely not in Iran. But it didn't need the internet to tell us this. The thing is, though, is that back then, what tricked people into going along with the Iraq war, the internet's a little different now. We live in the internet age where we have a lot more information at our fingertips, and a lot of people ain't falling for the fucking like okie doke from 25 years ago, 26 years ago, when they was able to just rush into another country because they said so. So I believe in us. We're getting more knowledge. We still got a couple more speed bumps to hit along the way. I mean, we ain't gonna be perfect,
right.
but I do believe in it. I believe in us more. I believe in us more than any higher power being that might be out there. Because at the end of the day, only thing I got is my eyes and my ears, and I witness what the good. I've seen humans do great shit around the world, awesome stuff, do the good thing, take shirts off their back for other people. We got it where it counts the most. We just a little rough around the edges at times, but I think we got it. I mean, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but we'll get it eventually.
Yeah, we'll get it.
We got this, man.
Me and Chris is actually talking about making a movie.
Yeah. Put that
So like,
shit in.
shit, it's gonna be AI made, but we're gonna come up with another movie. It's like a movie from our own creativity. It's not gonna be something that nobody ever heard of.
Ever, man.
Yeah, and we're gonna make like a trailer that's gonna be so convincing that it should be a main movie.
Right, man. There's a couple like horror movies I've seen. Well, not like you ever seen this horror movie called it came out recently. It's called like a History of Violence, I think it's called, or a Violence of History or something like that. But anyways, I don't know if you ever seen that movie. As the movie's about it's an indie film, and they take a character that's like the Jason like monster of the movie, like Friday the 13th Jason, and the movie starts off where these kids take this necklace off of like sticks made of a cross at this like unnamed grave. They take the necklace off, and crawling out the ground is Jason. The whole movie is like a Jason like type character, like mask covered up with a potato sack, eye holes cut into it. He got an axe. The whole movie literally follows him around, and he walks. Bro, it's but the kills are legendary, but some of the most insane kills I've ever seen in a horror movie. But it's like, it literally like, he crawls out the grave, and I'm like, okay, cool, is the scene gonna change? And the camera just follows him, and he just walks to the forest for like 8 minutes, and you're like, where's this movie going? And he eventually catches up to the people that took the chain, and it's like, bro, this is like some shit. I was like, this is the greatest like Jason horror movie, like the most POV you could get from a Jason type character. Just like, he literally just walks everywhere, and you follow him. You follow him as he murders people. It's wild, but I like that. So I was thinking about that for our film, like kind of like the
Yeah.
camera's like over the shoulder.
Dude, so like the film we're gonna make, all the notes that you wrote down earlier,
Yes.
I guarantee you that shit's gonna hit if we do it right.
Oh hell yeah! This is gonna be massive.
Yeah, because there's nobody who ever thought about what we thought of. And we can't mention it online because the fucking AI is going to catch that shit
And yeah,
and then try to
that's
feed it
fine.
to somebody else that has billions of dollars.
Right. Hey, look, I
No,
got this.
we're going to
idea.
do that shit with $0.
I wouldn't be surprised if like these billionaires has AI to go out there to like
They do.
fetch ideas,
They
fetch
do.
ideas for them online and be like, hey, I have this for you from fucking Chat GPT. Somebody was
do.
talking about
Yeah.
this and.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
Peace out. See you guys.